G'day guys, welcome back to another video. This round I'm in unprecedented territory. I'm actually tracking above par multiple games into the week. So yeah, I've got some decisions to make. Last night probably couldn't have turned out any better for me, which is crazy because the first 30 minutes couldn't have worked out any worse. I'll get into it, but yeah. So I picked up Jaden Campbell yesterday. I did release a video yesterday with my updated trade plans. I was just free roaming it as I went because I thought I'd talk out loud, and you guys seem to enjoy that one. So I'll do a bit of that at the end of this video as well, but I'll get into last night's game. But yeah, picked up Campbell for Munster, which worked out really well. And it was really important that he scored well because if I'm trading Haas this week, a lot of that value is going to be tied to how Jaden Campbell scores because he's the one I couldn't have got if I didn't trade Haas. So yeah, a 75 there is absolutely huge for me. He was on like 3 after 25 minutes or so and then scored his try and then just kept going on from there, which is really good. Titans had a big win, so that's always going to help his cause, but he wasn't involved in the first 3 tries and then was involved in pretty much everything after that. Bo Fermor, another one, he was probably my most important one this week. He is obviously a keeper, but he's so low owned in the top 1,000. I'll quickly check actually. But yeah, I think he's like 15% owned. No one really picked him up. So yeah, a lot of how I went this round was going to be tied to him as well. Yeah, around 15 to 18%, which is pretty low. And he was on 17 at halftime. Both him and Campbell were on -1 after just over 10 minutes. He was on about 3 after 20 minutes, and I was like, fuck, like I'm screwed here. 17 at halftime. He'd slowly risen a little bit, and then yeah, just went bananas. He had a really good turnaround in points due to one play that I'll talk about later. But yeah, like awesome result from those two. I did loop Garrick, which is fine. Like he was probably the one that was going to score the worst apart from Tallis Duncan, who I couldn't loop anyway. So yeah, like he came out after 4 minutes, he scored a 20-point try. So it was obviously that he wasn't going to score low. And after that, I was just hoping he went big. And yeah, he went fairly big. 63 is fine. 63 is really good. He was on like 45 at halftime. So it's not a crazy big score, but since Manly didn't score any tries apart from him, it's an awesome result. And yeah, some other guys in that game didn't do too well. So I'm on 226. I think I'm on 355. Let me just check. Yeah, 355 from 6, which is great. Par is 313 for 6, so 42 above par is pretty crazy. I'm in two minds. Like, do I just absolutely go bananas this round and keep bringing in guns? Like, do I go for Katoa if Savala scores low? Yeah, I don't know. I could always do that and then just hope to maximize this round as much as possible. Or on the flip side of things, I could always take a riskier pick like a Galvin or Humphreys now and rest assured that I'm probably still hopefully going to make ranks this round no matter what happens. So yeah, it could go either way. Undecided yet. It'll obviously depend on how Savala goes, but yeah, absolutely crushing it, which is good. Funnily enough, the most traded in player was Turbo in the top 1,000. Like, is that not crazy? He's 400k, which is like a great price for him. It's probably the lowest he's been in the last 5 years or so. But yeah, just with his injury history, I didn't expect so many people to do it. But I guess with Fletcher Sharp getting injured, like it means you either had to trade out Haas or sacrifice a couple of keepers, like by not going up to the bigger ones you probably wanted to. We still did see Jaden Campbell really popular at 11.4%. But yeah, people had to pivot in one way or another. And I guess Tommy Turbo over like a subpar half like Humphreys was the way to go for most people. Yeah, it does make a lot of sense. He was a juicy price. He did pump out a decent score and made it through the game, which is about as good as you can expect from him. He had a few chances where he probably should have scored, and 2-3 years ago he absolutely would have scored them. But he just doesn't have that fire anymore. Yeah, he's playing to not get injured for a lot of his plays at the moment. Which I can totally understand. Like, I do feel for the bloke. He is an incredible talent. But yeah, he just is battling injuries every game. NRL Physio came out about 10 minutes ago and said that cork he had is potentially a hamstring injury. I think Kenty had talked about it last night on a podcast or something. And yeah, he said there's probably some truth to that. which is a bit alarming. Like, you don't want another hamstring injury for the kid. But yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago anyway, and he looks to be okay. He didn't twinge anything last night, which is a win, but yeah, they're just going to be super cautious with him, but you'll take his score for sure. I'll get into last night's game with all the results, with all the scores first, and then I'll do a little bit of my buy planning as well at the end of this video. So if you want to stick around for that, feel free. But if not, then yeah, just click off the video after this. So yeah, Titans absolutely put the Sea Eagles to the sword, 28-8, which is crazy. Manly started really well as well. So yeah, I mean, you probably thought after Manly scored a couple of early ones that they were going to go on with it. But nah, Titans resilient as always. No, not as always. For the first time ever. Sorry. And yeah, didn't concede any tries after like the 20th minute. So really good stuff, really good defense, especially with so many guys on Origin. And Manly didn't have any Origin guys for the first time in a while, since 2015, I think they said. So yeah, really gutsy effort from the Titans. All their spine really stepped up. Campbell was elite. Brimson probably best on field. And Kieran Foran had probably his best game I've seen him play in a couple of years. So, yeah, really good effort from the spine. They'll get their Origin boys back next week, most likely. And, yeah, hopefully they can go on with it because their fans certainly deserve some sort of luck. But, yeah, Jaden Campbell led the way with 75. Disastrous first 20 minutes. And then after that, he went absolutely bananas after his try. Yeah, he was backing up really well in the first half, which is really good to see. Like, every half break, he would be there and they just couldn't get the pass, but you could see signs that he was going to pump out a big score the way he was playing. 700 kick meters is the real highlight here. Kieran Foran only kicked 67 and that was about it. So yeah, that's a really, really, really good sign moving forward. If he's going to get anywhere close to that, that's like Humphreys-esque. And yeah, like that's going to mean he's going to score pretty well in most instances. He did have 3 missed tackles in the last 4 minutes just because Manly were trying to throw the ball around and stuff. So, yeah, I was never going to complain about that. He was on like 65, 70-ish. And then after full time, he just kept racking up points, I think, from his kick meters and run meters maybe. So, yeah, he just went from 70 to 72 to 75 like 10 minutes after the game. So that was really good to see. And, yeah, like a try assist and a try, and that was about it, really. Like, he had 5 tackle breaks. 2 of them, one of them was with his try, I think, and then he had 2 other plays where he busted off 2 tackles. One of them was with like 10 minutes to go, and yeah, they were just throwing the ball around as well, having some fun with it, and yeah, he busted off a couple, and yeah, just really good. Like, he's obviously not going to score a try every week. The Titans aren't going to do this every week, but like his base is really strong there. 100 meters, 700 kick meters, 18 tackles. The misses are kind of concerning, but again, he had 3 in the last 5 minutes when Manly were throwing the ball around. So, yeah, he can score in so many different ways. That's why I wanted him to start the year and why I brought him back in. And, yeah, absolutely elite score. If you don't have him, you're probably going to have a tougher round this round, but he's going to have his lower games as we saw last week. Chris Randall, if you took that leap, well done. 72 is huge. 39 tackles and his first try in a while as well. So, yeah, huge base and a try to go with it. He's about 400k. I didn't love him as an option, especially with Verrills rushed in this game. I can't believe Verrills is back. Like, he was meant to be out for 3 weeks. I think it's a broken hand or something, and he came on and played 75 minutes. So absolutely crazy stuff there. Randall looks like he's going to play 80 on the edge until Fafita's back probably, because Cleese Haas just spent the time at lock. Maybe when Tino's back next week, Cleese moves back into the bench edge role, but he looked really good at lock, so maybe he finds a little bit of middle forward time. I wouldn't be rushing to pick up Randall. If you were going to do it, it was going to be last week or this round. Yeah, he's really rewarded you if you did do it. I don't think many did. I can't imagine his ownership is too high at all, but yeah, really good score from him. Let's have a look. So slow. Yeah, 1%. So well done to that 1% in the top 1,000. Top 100. Bo Fermor, yeah, talked about him. 17 at halftime was shocking. He slowly started to accumulate just in tackles, and I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere. He got to about 31 with 20 to go, and I was like, if he just gets to 45, like I'm stoked with that. Then he had a penalty and a missed tackle straight after, and went back to 28, and I was like, no. And then got a couple of tackles, got up to 30, and then Olakwatu dove in for a try. So he was back down to 28. And then, like 2 minutes later, they look at it goes to the bunker, obviously. Bunker overrules it. Bo Fermor gets the try save and a turnover tackle. So it was a 12-point swing for me, and he went up to like 48 after that. Yeah, just kept going on with it, which was awesome. So, yeah, those little micro plays mean so much in fantasy. Unfortunately, Olakwadu did get injured in that play, and it looks like he's out for 3 months, so that's terrible news for him. But that doesn't really affect if he scored or not, so I'll take the points. But yeah, hopefully Olakwatu's all good. But yeah, massive swing for me in terms of his score. I guess he would have got a 47 anyway, which isn't shocking, but yeah, 59. And this bloke, I swear, he gets so many fucking turnover tackles and try saves, and they're like legit ones on his line. I remember he had 2 in his like 109 score, and I think he's had like 4 this year, which is crazy. Yeah, he had 2 try saves there. He's had 5 for the year, which is insane for a forward. Like, that's got to be leading the forwards. Obviously, you see your outside backs get a few, but 5 for an edge forward is crazy. And then, yeah, he's averaging a turnover tackle every second game. Like, he's just a machine. And he's had so many where it's the turnover and try save in one. So it's really saved his score a couple of times. But, I mean, I'll take the points however they're going to come. AJ Brimson, yeah, he was really good. 52, he's not a fantasy option. A few people started with him at the start of the year, but yeah, obviously not anymore. But 261 metres gained is crazy. He did have a couple of long-range line breaks, but yeah, he was really good in real life. Cleese Haas with a 50. Again, he was awesome. He really set the tone for that forward pack, and yeah, the spine really benefited from that. He's not an option. He'll probably move back to the edge bench edge role next week when Tino's back. But yeah, it was really good to see a few of these Titans guys go well. Jamin Jolliffe with a 48 and 65. There was a little bit of interest about him, not from me, but like a few people were commenting about him. Yeah, he has had some decent data. He's not one I was interested in. Maybe if he played round 18 as well. But yeah, he's really going to benefit in the non-Tino rounds. But he has pumped out a few decent scores. That forward pack is a little bit depleted at the moment. So yeah, if you jumped on, it's a pretty decent score. You probably would have liked it a little bit higher, given he is priced at 35. And yeah, you really need those mid-ranges to go huge in these rounds. But yeah, good score for sure. No one else really. Yeah, just shout out Sam Verrills for coming back after a week. I can't remember. Was it Mullany who people wanted at hooker? And yeah, that couldn't have worked out worse. Played 1 week and then dropped. Not dropped, just out of the team with Verrills back. But yeah, disastrous if you did pick him up. Moving on over to the Manly side, yeah, Ruben Garrick with a 63. You'll take that every day of the week in a game where they lose 28-8. Scored both their tries. I'm a little bit concerned that he's going to lose goal kicking at some point. 2 absolutely shanks. 1 hit the post and it was like fairly wide out, I guess. But yeah, like absolutely kickable. The first one he missed by a mile and it was super kickable. So yeah, he's not kicking well this year. He's had a few like that. Don't know if he loses them anytime soon or at all, but yeah, it's something to consider as to why he's probably not a keeper. There's about 10 reasons why he's not a keeper, but yeah, this game was really good. Not many negatives, like 1 missed tackle, 2 errors, you'll take that. And yeah, just 2 tries, he's obviously going to score well. It was a really good solo effort for the first try, just burrowed over from dummy half, which is something we don't usually see from him, so that was cool. It was about 20 points worth of a try there. And then yeah, nothing really to say there. I don't think he's very exciting to watch in terms of fantasy. Like, he doesn't do too much unless he's scoring a try, so 91 metres gained is pretty bad, but yeah, I mean, we'll take his score. It's a really important round for him to score well. Even though I did loop him, I can still take his score. But yeah, he's like 90% owned now or something, like 80 to 90%, which is just insanity to me. He's a really appealing price. Oh yeah, like 78%. Really appealing price, but yeah, like he's not a keeper, so you're going to have to trade him back out in probably round 19. So I was surprised it's that high, but we'll take that score. DCE, he was one I absolutely was trying to get in this week. Had plans all week to get him until Fletcher Sharp came out, and I'm relieved he only scored a 52. He was on 34 at halftime, and honestly, I thought he should have been more. I thought his kick meters were too low. But yeah, just really struggled in that second half with Manly struggling, and he didn't look great. He didn't mess up too much. Like, he was fine, but yeah, like he just didn't contribute too much. He had that try assist. It was good in defense, missed a couple, but yeah, he just isn't running the ball this year, which is pretty bad. I thought that would have seen an uptick. I guess it's not the game it's going to, but yeah, I'd like to see that improve in the coming weeks. But yeah, I'm glad he only got a 52. I think he averages somewhere between 50 and like 54. So yeah, he pretty much went bang on there. Yeah, I did really want him in, but I'll take a 52. He's going to lose a bit of money as well and has the bye next week. So yeah, got out of that one scot-free, thankfully. Bullymore, yeah, not too much interest, but decent score. Tommy Turbo, yeah, 44 is about as good as you can expect with him not getting injured. Like, not just like he can go higher, obviously, but like given he was really picked up this week and his 400k, like a 44 is massive in terms of this round. So yeah, you'll absolutely take that. Really good run meters, 255 meters gained is huge. One tackle break is concerning. Yeah, like he had a few half breaks and just couldn't even break the first tackle. So it's a bit concerning. He's just playing not to get injured in my eyes. Yeah, you'll take a 44. He's going to have bigger games when Manly are attacking more and when he sort of finds his feet again. But as long as he's getting through games healthy and pumping out a decent score, that's about as good as you can ask for at the moment. Jakey Turbo with a 32. Yeah, he's probably not ever going to be a fantasy option anymore. 58 minutes is probably a little bit higher given Jazz went off, but like it higher than he was looking at getting. I mean, they usually play him 60, 70, but in this game it wasn't looking that way. He came off pretty early with 4 missed tackles, and yeah, Manly just getting run through the middle, and he doesn't have that pace anymore. So yeah, wouldn't be surprised if his minutes start to drop from now on. Jazz Tavanga, that's probably the tough one of the night for most people. 31 and 31 minutes is great PPM. We know he can do that. But then he just came off with that Cat 2. I think it's Cat 2, like the one that's the mandatory 11-day stand down. Yeah, he just got knocked out, unfortunately. Hopefully he's okay. He's had a few HIAs recently. I think he had one like 3 rounds ago as well. So not ideal for the young bloke. Hopefully he's okay. They've got a bye next week, which is good. So he's not going to miss any games in terms of fantasy perspective. So that's good. Maybe you move on now. If you've got a round 18 hooker, then you can probably start to think about moving on. But if not, I'd probably just leave him for round 18 and then, yeah, move on after that. He still essentially hit his break even. He probably loses like 2-3K. But yeah, it's just a disappointing score when you know, like most people, or people who don't have Jazz have Cook who got a 66. So that's a big swing this round. As a non-Jazz owner, I'll take it for sure. I would have rather he got a 31 just in general and didn't get concussed, obviously. Like, I never want to see that stuff, but in terms of fantasy, a 31 is good for me. Ola Kawatu with a 26. Yeah, he was having a bad night anyway, but then had the try disallowed and got injured in that sequence. So, yeah, really unfortunate. If you did pick him up after his monster score a couple of weeks ago, or even last week, was it? Yeah, it sucks for you, but it sucks even more for Ola Kawatu. He's out for 3 months plus, I think, at the moment. So, yeah, not good to see. Hopefully he's okay. Yeah, in terms of fantasy, it was a rough night. He was on 0 after like 30 minutes and then boosted a little bit and then could have got up to 45 or so with that try. But, yeah, it just wasn't to be. And hopefully his recovery is quick. That's about it from that game. Yeah, so that's your past scores. See how you're tracking. A few people have loop options as well this week. Like, I've already got 2. I'm going to have another one. So, yeah, just be mindful of that when you're looking at your overall rank. But that's it from last night's game. I'm just going to get into my buy planning now. So, yeah, if you don't want to see this, just click off the video and we'll see you later. But if you are interested to hear my thoughts of what I'm going to do with my team, then, yeah, feel free to stick around. So, I kind of messed up last night in a way. Not really. I kind of knew what I was doing, but I still wanted to do it, but yeah, given Garrick scored well, it puts me in a little bit of a tricky situation. So I wanted to loop Garrick, but that came at a cost with Tamale having to stay in my team this week now, because I can't feasibly move him to my bench and also get Garrick's score, because if I like traded him for Kiraz or something, then like I have no way of getting Garrick's score. I can't move Lucas up to centre without bringing on a playing player, because I don't have anyone in my reserves that is not playing in the centres or winger fullback, so that's kind of annoying. It's totally fine if Savala scores well, because then I don't need to make a trade for a half. I can just go Riley Smith to Kiraz or Preston, and then switch him out for, like, if I do Riley Smith for Kiraz, I can switch him out for Lucas, move Lucas up to Hosking's spot, and then that's fine. I can't do Preston, actually, unless I do Payne Haas. And I think, look, I don't really want to trade Riley Smith this week. I would have obviously rather done Tamale, but I think it's fine in the context of my team if it means I can get 2 keepers. I think what I'm going to do, if Savala scores well, I'm going to go Haas to Katoa, though. I think I'm just going to gamble on it this week and hope for the best. This is my buy planner, so holy dooly. Why is it doing that? This is my current team as of the start of the round after last week's trades. This is my rolling trade, so I've only got one. This is like my planned trades, but yeah, this is the one that's most important for the moment. So that's just with the one trade so far. I've clearly got 12 players this round, 9 out. That includes Lawson, who I'm not taking as his score. So yeah, Savala comes in for Sharp essentially if he scores well, and then I don't need to make a trade there. Then I can trade Riley Smith or Payne Haas to any winger, fullback, centre or edge that I want. And if I do that, I can get Preston, maybe Teddy. Yeah, literally whoever I want in those 3 positions. For round 16, I've got 13 already, with Riley Smith and Tallis Duncan backing up, and also Payne Haas if I don't trade him. So yeah, that means I can trade Riley Smith pretty comfortably. If I do one trade, it will probably be Riley Smith out, and then I'll keep Haas, because Haas actually provides a bit of value, and I still might trade him next week, but Hosking plays in the first game, which is great, and then Haas plays on Sunday. So what I can do is I can loop Hosking's score. If he scores well, I can take it and then sell Haas comfortably. And I know round 16 is a bit late to sell Haas, but I'm happy to do that if it means I can see what Hosking scores. Because if Hosking scores a 60, then Haas is completely useless. But if Hosking scores a 30, 40, then I do want Haas's score, and then I can keep it. So I think there is a bit of merit to holding him for another week. But if Savala scores badly, then that's out the window. But that's what I want to do for the moment. But I've got a full squad at the moment. I do need to upgrade Savala next week, so I can always move one of Fletcher, Sharp or Campbell up there, which is totally fine. And then I'm bringing in a winger fullback more than likely this week. So I think what I'm going to do is Tedesco or Kiraz. It really renders Preston a little bit useless because he wouldn't be playing next week, which is fine. But then I need a winger fullback in some capacity, or I'm playing Savala. So I know I also want Jerome Hughes, though, so that's another factor. Who plays first, Savala or Hughes? Hughes plays first, so I can't lose Savala anyway. So, yeah, maybe Savala's a trade after this week as well. Who knows there? But yeah, I think a winger fullback is most important for me, especially in case Fletcher Sharp misses. So, yeah, let's say I get Jerome Hughes in for Savala, then that's fine. That's all sorted there. But if Fletcher Sharp is out for whatever reason, then I don't have any backup. So I think it makes most sense to bring in a winger fullback, unless, again, I get Savala scores well and I don't need a half. But, yeah, if I am waiting on Savala's score to make a decision there, I can't get Tedesco, so that's a bit tricky. And then Kiraz doesn't play in round 16, so I sort of need to make a decision before that game. Yeah, I need a winger fullback anyway, so I could just do Riley Smith to Tedesco is what I'm thinking at this stage. I would much rather Kiraz, but with Fletcher Sharp potentially not playing next week, well, I think he is playing, but I don't want to risk him not playing. So I think Teddy's the way to go. When do the Knights play? Knights play before Roosters as well, so I can loop Fletcher Sharp's score next week if he does play, so that's good. So yeah, I think Teddy's probably the way to go. As much as I don't like it, they do have a pretty soft draw. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm pretty set for all other rounds. Round 17's fine because these two will be gone from my team almost certainly by then. Tamale, absolutely. Savala, most likely. So I won't have a loop option in all likelihood. So Teddy actually gives me a loop there as well. And then I can loop someone like a Garrick, Sharp, stuff like that. Lawson obviously isn't playing in my team, but he's there for now. Yeah, that's some certainly more options as well. Round 18, I'm pretty much fine. Tamale will be gone as well. Riley Smith gone for Teddy, so I've got up to 11 already. And then I've got Jerome Hughes coming in. So, yeah, I've got 12 essentially on the back of 2 trades. So I think I'm pretty much fine. Teddy's probably the way to go. As much as I don't like it, he probably does make the most sense. And he shouldn't be too much worse than Kiraz anyway. He does have a little bit of upside, but I just know what Kiraz can do. Because also if Kiraz is on the brink of Origin now, there's a chance he plays round 18. Plays Origin in Game 3, which means he misses round 18. So, yeah, that is probably what I'm going to do. I would like Preston, but it means I have to trade out Haas this week. So, yeah, I think Riley Smith for Teddy is the way to go before that first game today, and then Savala potentially for Katoa if... not Savala for Katoa, Haas for Katoa if Savala scores poorly. And then I'm set with my 13 and a really, really strong side because then... What have I got? I've got 8 keepers this round. Yep. And then Garrick scored as well as a keeper, so did Cook. So that's essentially 10 keepers. If Katoa comes in, that's 11 keepers. And then Duncan. And who's the third? Oh, I've only got 12 there. And then Teddy as well. So, yeah, I could easily have 13 keepers this round, which is 12 keepers because Tallis Duncan probably won't score 50 plus. Yeah, 12 out of 13 keepers in round 15 is huge. Could pump out a monster score. I anticipate my rank to rise a fair bit now, which is good. So, yeah, it's been a really strong round for me. Again, my loop options have gone absolutely mental, but that's fine. It works out well. Actually, you can only use 4 loop options as well. So, I've taken 2. If I trade in Katoa, he has to stay there. That's 3. Then I can switch things around. Yeah, that's fine. So I'll only have 3, so that works out well. So yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing. Yeah, I think Fletcher Sharp, just keep him if you can, unless we get news before their game that is out for 2+ weeks. I think even if it's out next week, then trade him over Haas. But if you've already traded Haas, then don't worry about it. But yeah, I'm trying to think what other questions we got in the comments. Oh yeah, if you're thinking about taking King Tongia's score or playing Savala, I'd take King Tongia's score for sure. 46 is pretty safe. I think Savala's gone over that 4 out of 8 weeks, but his high is 57 and his low is like 20-something playing in the halves. So, yeah, makes more sense to just be comfortable with the 46, especially with a few fluctuating scores this round. So, yeah, that's about it from me. Not as exciting. If plans change for my trades later, I might have a video in the Arvo, but, yeah, probably not. There's not much point. But, yeah, good luck this round, everyone. Hopefully you came out of yesterday's game okay. If you traded in Tommy Turbo, well done. But yeah, we'll see you next time, guys.